right here in the front.
Diego, I know it's never easy to lose, especially in a championship game. To be part of, but to be part of this this moment in the league's history, the crowd, the popularity of this match, what was all this experience like?
No, it was okay. I think it was a final, and every final has a little bit of extra excitement. Being the first for Atlanta, I think the stadium it was full and it was good. But I think the game it was tight. We forced them to kick long most of the times. In the middle, they couldn't find a lot of balls, and they got lucky in the goals, and that changed everything. We couldn't be effective, and that's it, and no more to scout.
Just here in the front with Jamie.
Gio, I wanted to sort of get your evaluations of the game and how it played out, and then also just I know the disappointment might cloud the season as a whole a little bit tonight, but did you have an opportunity even within this disappointment to look back at all the success you guys have had?
I'm extremely proud of the work that the guys have given through the entire season. To be able to get to the stage where MLS Cup, you need to sacrifice, you need to put a lot into it, and we play a lot of difficult teams. So I couldn't be more proud, not only for the work that they did during the entire season, but for the fight that they put up today, because I thought that our guys, made it very difficult for them. We play in a difficult stadium with, a difficult team. Nevertheless, I think we had good momentums in the game. Overall, just extremely, as a coach, couldn't ask more for my players, and they have given everything, so very proud of them in the season that they have given.
Over here, Caitlin. Oh, we'll start with Grant since he's right next.
Diego, did you feel like you had frustrated them for most of the first half until the goal finally came right at the end?
We expected that. That because, as I said before, they had some. They tried to dominate with the central backs having the ball, but besides that, as I said, we forced them to kick long most of the times. Sometimes we couldn't be precise as we wanted, but I think both teams couldn't do it in the middle of the field. And I think after their goal, the first goal, right, the game changed a little bit. We had a chance in the first half that we couldn't change things, but no frustration. And I think the second half we played well. We created chances. We were in their field, and they got that goal in set pieces. But no frustration. We expected that, and it was like the first 20-25 minutes.
Come down here in front of the kid.
You talked about this being a difficult stadium to play in. Do you think that the occasion and how big the moment was, do you think it made it more difficult for you guys to impose yourselves in this match?
When you play away in a stadium like this, it's always more difficult. But I think it was a motivation for us. I didn't see a sign on my team that we were afraid of the occasion of the venue. I thought actually that we showed up to play, and we did some very good things. In the first half, we prevented them, from getting a lot of spaces. Some moments we're finding Almiron in between the lines, but then we closed it. I thought we were, very good in many of the occasions in the first half to make sure that we kept the ball where we wanted. And we were a little bit more courageous in the second half to make sure that we brought the game closer to the goal, and we were a little bit unfortunate. I think the momentum was killed by the referee in the foul that wasn't a foul, because I thought that the second half we were doing very well, and I thought that was pretty even. We had more momentum going forward, and that second goal was tough for us to digest.
Go to Michael Lewis.
Hey, Gio. From right over here. From one Venezuelan striker to another, what was your assessment of Josef Martinez tonight?
Josef has been a very good player the entire season. We knew he was going to be difficult today. I thought that we handled things, in a good way, preventing him from getting, sometimes on the ball. But he found the first goal, and that's when good strikers have opportunities, they have to make sure that they're able to put them away, and he did that late in the first half. So, I don't think that was only a Joseph game. I thought that their team put a good fight as we put a good fight. But I think everyone that was in the stadium saw a good game today.
We're going to go to Jordan in the middle.
Gio, you had mentioned the ref killed the momentum. I wanted to get your overall thoughts on the officiating for tonight's match.
No, I thought, I'm one that tries not to talk after, but for a final so important, and the, caliber of the referee that we had, I expected more. And I think the little things sometimes are very important, and I thought was uneven in this game. Not without taking credit to a great Atlanta team who worked the entire season to deserve a MLS Cup, but I found in this game that unfortunately the officiating for me didn't match up, to the level of the match that we had today.
Come down here in front.
Were you expecting a physical game, regardless of the officiating and how they're calling it? Were you expecting it to be as physical as it was out there tonight?
We expected a difficult and physical match for sure. We knew that they were going to play this way, that they were going to try to be pragmatic, they were going to try to play very vertical, going forward. They played to try to win, and we put up a good fight. It was a physical match, but I was content also in the way our players, show up to be able to fight back.
Just to reiterate, for those that join us in the room, we're going to answer all questions that come in English, and those that come in Spanish will be answered in Spanish. There won't be translation. We'll come here in the back. And I'm so sorry, please wait for the microphone.
Deportes en Kansas City. La pregunta es, ¿qué hubiera cambiado en la estrategia ahora que quizás se conoce el resultado? ¿Qué cosa hizo que podría haberse cambiado para mejorar este resultado?
Sí, yo creo que siempre que uno no consigue el resultado piensa que tiene que cambiar algo. Yo no cambiaría nada. Yo creo que hicimos un buen trabajo, yo creo que no tuvimos la fortuna para conseguir los goles en los momentos oportunos. Creo que nuestro segundo tiempo fue fantástico, fue muy bueno, y si hubiéramos conseguido algo en ese primer tiempo, inclusive si el resultado hubiera seguido 1-0, creo que hubiera sido diferente, no hubiera cambiado nada. Creo que todos dieron lo que tenían que dar, y creo que pusimos luchamos muchísimo para tratar de conseguir el resultado que queríamos.
I'm going to go here in the back.
Diego, I know at the half you guys were down 1-0, but that's a pretty familiar spot for you guys on the road in the playoffs. What was the message at halftime, and how did you guys kind of come out at the second half to be more aggressive and a little more courageous on their side of the field?
Sure, the game being 1-0, it was still there. We knew that. The message was that if we control a little better the ball in the middle of the field, using our outside backs, overloading, we could find chances, as we did in the second half. We were not precise in the ones that we created, and that in the final, with the second goal, gave them a lot of calm. And I agree with Gio that it wasn't a foul, and changed it, obviously, the whole game, or the rest of the game.
With that, we'd like to say thank you to our participants. The locker room for Portland is open, so please make sure that you're hitting the locker room for Portland. We will be following with Atlanta United. Our Atlanta United participants will be Coach Tata Martino and MVP Joseph Martinez.